Greetings, YouTube. Happy continued dungeon days. It's been a while now since I made my video grading the best and worst dungeon crystals. But lately, as in the last couple of days, I have received several questions that basically it's the same question, right? Prof, now that the 5-star basic crystal is purchasable in the Dungeon Crystal store, which crystals are worth it to go for over that 5-star basic? And so basically, this video is the evolution of what past videos have been. Which 5-star crystals are better than the basic? When should you buy the basic? And then when should you do what I'm doing, which is to wait and just hoard those dungeon artifacts? Because remember, you can hoard, despite Kabam Mike's, I'm sure, inclination, over 50,000 dungeon artifacts, and just wait for the next cycle of dungeon crystals to come on through the Dungeon Crystal store. So this is going to be a 5-star video. I'm sure every time I do one of these, they say, Prof, can you do a 4-star version? I might still do that, but when in doubt, you really, really, really want to just be patient with these artifacts and not spend on 4 stars unless you're so far from being uncollected, for example, that it's just not even in your rearview mirror. But otherwise, you'll be so thankful that you did not spend them on 4 stars once you have enough 5 stars to purchase these crystals. Okay, so we're going to start with the 5-star Chaos Crystal. Keep in mind, every Dungeon Crystal has 10 champions, which means each champion has a 10% drop rate. Iceman, Black Widow, Green Goblin, Rocket Raccoon, Venom the Duck, Phoenix, Mordo, Iron Fist, Rhino, and Hulk. The only 2 champs out of this that I think are pretty amazing to get, because even somebody like Black Widow needs a very high sig and Awakened, and there are just better champs, quite frankly, to awaken in the skill class than Black Widow. Iceman and Venom the Duck out of this. But you compare that to the basic, and keep in mind, the basic's cheaper. It's 5,000 dungeon artifacts cheaper than the 5-star dungeon crystal. This thing does not pass the test at all. The basic is a much better purchase. Now we're going to go to the Nightmare Crystal. Blade, Iron Man Infinity War, Satan herself, Angela, Doc Strange, Hood, Sentry, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Cyclops, Blue Team, and Gambit. Now, if you don't have Blade, this is one of the rare opportunities where I say, even though you have a 90% chance to not get Blade, the only reason for a very long time why I got Stark Enhanced Spider-Man is because I went for the Stark Enhanced Spider-Man Dungeon Crystal. So, if you don't have Blade, this is better than the basic. If you do have Blade, it's a no-brainer. Go for the basic, unless you really need that Blade awakened and you don't have any skill or generic awakening gem to apply to him. Then I can see going for him if he needs to be awakened, but otherwise, definitely not better than the basic. The Genesis Crystal, even though we technically did not start this first, Star-Lord, Prox Midnight, Dr. Voodoo, Loki, Ant-Man, Captain America, Psylocke, Colossus, Agent Venom, and Netflix Daredevil. Now, I would say this, okay? About a year ago, this crystal would have had a crazy more amount of value. But I think Star-Lord and Dr. Voodoo have taken a bit of a hit, not a drastic hit, but still, there have been far better champions to come out in the last year. You compare Star-Lord and Dr. Voodoo to somebody like even Cole Obsidian or Neymar as of late, but Domino, Corvus, Ghost, and I just don't think there's a comparison. Not to say that those champions aren't still very, very good, but for 27,000 dungeon artifacts, this does not hold up in 2019. The basic is a better deal. So if you're keeping track at home, the only one so far that I go for is if you need Blade Awakened or need Blade in general. Besides that, go for the basic. The Evolution Crystal, Corvus, Dormammu, Spider-Man Classic, Abomination, Rogue, X-23, Black Panther Civil War, Falcon, Howard the Duck, or Iron Patriot. Now, X-23 is one of my MVPs, even of the new Map 5 in Alliance Quest. I'm a huge believer in her value still to this day. And Corvus is by far the best champion in this. Is a 5-star Corvus worth the 10% drop rate? Yes. Does he need to be awakened? No. So this is actually the second crystal that I think if you're targeting a specific champion, i.e. Corvus, it's worth it. If you're not, the basic is a better value. Now let's go to the War Crystal. Ghost Rider, Luke Cage, Archangel, Sabretooth, Elektra, Kingpin, Punisher 299, Hulkbuster, Ronin, and Venompool. Now believe it or not, I think this may have the best overall value, even though the champions are not at the highest point that, say, Corvus or Blade is. If you don't have Ghost Rider, and you no longer can take a 4-star Ghost Rider into any future Act 6, right? stops at Act 5, and you need that synergy, you got to go for this crystal. Now, besides that, Archangel, Sabretooth, Luke Cage, all great champs. Archangel definitely benefits from being awakened. I think this is kind of a coin flip. If you need Ghost Rider for the synergy, and in general, I think Ghost Rider is one of those champs that so many people said, Prof, you'd be an idiot to take to rank 565, and certainly Max Sig. I freaking love my 565 Ghost Rider. One of the best decisions I've ever made on my account. I think a lot of people who have told me to not rank 5 Ghost Rider don't have a rank 5 Ghost Rider themselves, so they don't know what the heck they're talking about other than speculation. But as somebody who uses him, he could even bypass rage nodes as long as you don't get that fury, and the regen is just unbelievable. So, I'm a fan of this crystal, but it really is a coin flip. If you have Ghost Rider and you have Archangel, or even if you don't have Archangel, you don't have a way to really awaken Archangel, you don't put 6 stones into him, I say pass. Otherwise, go for it. And then this is the crystal that out of all of them, as you can see, I already purchased it, even though I got a Carnage out of it. I think this is by far the best dungeon crystal. It's not even close in this current batch. Between Hulk Rag, Emma Frost, Massacre, and Stark Spidey, you just have 4 champions that are straight bangers in the contest. Carnage is certainly up there as well. The rest, Jugs, Thor, Jane Foster, King Groot, Civil Warrior, yeah, they're going to be Karnak. They're going to be not amazing, but you have a 50-50 shot of getting a really solid champion and a 40% chance of getting a game-changing champion. And then if you go even further, Stark Spidey is truly still, I think, the best Spider-Man in the game for sure, even with this stealth suit Spidey. So I think this is definitely worth it if you need those champions. Of course, if you have those champions, then it's not. But so many people don't have Stark Spidey, just like the Blade discussion or even the Ghost Rider for that matter. I still think that synergy is going forward a must for so many summoners, particularly the Ghost Rider Blade synergy, getting that villain tag out of the way. We look at Mysterio this month. Once again, had the villain tag revealed. So overall, you've just got to ask yourself, do I have the best champion out of this crystal? If the answer is yes, then it's not going to be worth it. And if you just like to open more 5 stars in general, it's cheaper to get the 22,000 Dungeon Artifacts basic crystal than it is the 27,000. So my own personal preference, as long as I am trying to hunt a combination of Venom, Massacre, Aegon, and Omega Red, I am going to hoard my dungeon artifacts, even though I could buy this right now and wait until we have the new cycle of dungeon crystals, and that's in less than 2 weeks from recording this. To me, it's worth it. To you, maybe not. But hopefully I have answered the question among some summoners in the last couple of days, and now if somebody asks me again, I'll just send them the video link. That's part of why I do these videos, so instead of just typing everything out and spending a bunch of time, I can just send a video these summoners' way. Thanks for watching YouTube. Have a great week, and as always, thanks for supporting my Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube channel.